Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that others might be infringing. Inspector Gadget. Everyone knows him. He's a cyber police inspector, named Gadget, of course, and he investigates crime schemes of his arch nemesis Dr. Claw and his organization Mad. Along with Gadget is his niece Penny and her dog Brain, who are also responsible for thwarting Mad. It's a really popular franchise and started in 1983 by getting its own cartoon by, and you're not going to believe this, DIC. I know I've shit-talked DIC in the past, but they're fine with that. Inspector Gadget is a media franchise that began, of course, with the 1983 DIC Entertainment animated series, and since the series there have been many spin-offs based on the show, including additional animated series, video games, and films. But while we will talk about those later on in another video, that's not what this video is about. With any popular franchise, it would make sense for it to eventually be bought so that it could be turned into a movie series. Which is why, in 1999, on July 23rd, Disney released the movie Inspector Gadget. I want to point out to all of you that the guy who directed this movie directed the Vanilla Ice movie Cool as Ice, which I will talk about one day, but that is just, oh my god. Anyways, also the movie had a budget of $75 million, which, no offense, but it's noticeable, especially with things like Gadget's gear and the car and a lot of other things, but we're not talking about that. Let's just talk about the movie, what it's about, my thoughts on it, and then we can move on to the second movie, because yes, they did make a second movie, because every movie needs a sequel. This Inspector Gadget movie is about a man named John Brown, who's played by Matthew Broderick. That's right, Ferris Bueller himself. This is very interesting that they gave Gadget a name. I thought his name was really Gadget, but I don't know, like Michael Gadget. I don't know, whatever. He's a bumbling but well-intentioned security guard who was badly injured in an explosion planned by an evil mastermind. We all know who that is. Alright, Dr. Claw. Anyways, he's taken to a laboratory where Brenda, a leading robotics surgeon, replaces his damaged limbs with the state-of-the-art gadgets and tools. Named Inspector Gadget by the press, John, along with his niece Penny and her trusted dog Brain, use his new powers to discover who's behind the explosion. Okay, let's talk about this. I remembered liking this movie when I was like a middle school kid. I probably didn't realize how not right it was. It's hard to explain, but back then I did like the movie, whereas nowadays my opinions have changed, and I would think it was meh. They were trying. Let's give them credit here. They were trying their best. Sometimes when you buy the rights to something to make it into a movie, you have to make sure to make it very accurate. Otherwise, people aren't going to be happy. Like when Sonic almost looked so like demonish that if we didn't say anything, it probably would have looked just like that. We wouldn't have gotten Sonic 2, 3, and 4, and however many Sonic movies we're getting right now. It's like how Pac-Man is getting his own movie, and if that doesn't do it that well, we might not get more movies for Pac-Man. And that kind of sucks, because the last time we saw Pac-Man in a movie was Pixels, and yeah, anyways, so yeah, and they tried with this. They really, really tried. I can't say it was that bad, because, Matthew Broderick does well with the script he's given, because he's an actor, but, look, my mother always told me that you should not trust Rotten Tomatoes when it comes to their reviews. And while this movie has a 20% rating, the second movie actually has a bit more. On March 11, 2003, they released Inspector Gadget 2. And, okay. Budget's $12 million this time. The guy who directed it, let's see what he's done. To see if we should be, like, scared. Oh! Woody the Woodpecker, Under the Wraps, The Little Rascals Save the Day, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2, Jingle All the Way 2. Okay. We got a man who does bad movies and sequels. I think and Tooth Fairy 2. Wow. Doolittle Dog movie. Okay, Carrot Top, that's fine. That's an excuse, but oh, no. Well, poor dude. I guess he's doomed forever. Also, French Stewart's in this movie. Now, listen, French Stewart, he tries his best. But I saw him in Home Alone 4, and he did this to himself. Okay, he could have had a career, but he did this to himself. City officials are moving to replace human-robot hybrid Inspector Gadget with an updated model, the Comely C-O-M-E-L-Y G2. Like her predecessor, the new inspector must contain master criminal Claw, who he broke out of prison. He wants to pull off a big gold heist. Penny also starts shadowing Claw, and soon she forms a crime-fighting trio with her uncle and G2. Claw had better watch his back. Oh my god, I have to say that the effects in this movie, 12 million makes more sense now. I watched it. It's got a 40% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a bit of a step up from the first movie, which has a 20% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. But it's not good. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to get Matthew Broderick back because this is just one of those things where, like, I mean, unless the movie is good, then it'll get a sequel and then the actor will come back. You know, it's like Bill and Ted. Come on now, Bill and Ted was so popular. Back to the Future was so popular. I'm trying to think of other things. Matrix, well, I mean, okay, Mighty Ducks. There you go, Mighty Ducks. Think about it this way. If Mighty Ducks 1 wasn't good, we would have gotten number 2, but with no Amelia. Think of it as this. If Mighty Ducks 1 sucked, Mighty Ducks 2 would have been the next season of Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Let's leave it at that, okay? Now, I know Emilio had his reasons for leaving, and I'm not mad at him. Just sad about it. Sorry, I had to take off my socks. I'm warm. Anyways, back to this movie. It was alright, honestly. Would I rank it? No, because it'll hurt your head. It'll hurt my head. And I didn't realize there were so many other Inspector Gadget things to talk about that I might just do a whole other video about it. But that's besides the point because Markiplier new video. He made a new video. I'm sorry, I had to go watch